Hi everyone, well today is Saturday the 13th of January 2024 and as you can see I'm walking out with Gemini and I'm actually walking to work, and the reason being we're going to go rescue George. Yeah, he broke down last night. I say a breakdown, but it's a self-inflicted breakdown really. That's a flat battery. Well, I'll tell you more about it when I get to the car. See you in a bit. Right, so we're almost there now. It took me about 30 minutes. It's one of the reasons why I don't walk to work, because the time scale. I'd have to just get up earlier and all the rest of it. But hey ho. So there's a car park just over there. You can probably see George through the fence. Let's get across this road. Poor old George. Like I say, a breakdown, but not a breakdown, as I'll explain in a minute. It's all to do with the battery. Right, I need to get this gate open. We'll get in and see if we can get him fired up. We're here. Right, so obviously there's George. Now the reason why he broke down was basically a flat battery, but it weren't because the battery just suddenly went flat for no reason. I know the reason why. I left something on. Something a bit silly really. If you look inside George, you can see the little heater there, and that's that. Let's get him opened up and I'll have a chat about that. Now we're inside George, I'll have a chat about what I'm talking about. I bought this little heater probably just before Christmas, and the reason is they help to defrost. Like if the window's iced up, it takes a while for the heat to come out. The whack is on, that'll defrost. I had one of these before. I did mention I will do a little video on this when we get some frost and how it demists the windows and blah de blah. Yesterday when I came to work, it was really rainy and I'd sat in the car a little while with the windows closed and we steamed up, so I thought, oh, I'll just whack out on, and it helped demist the windows obviously. I drove to work. When I pulled up, there was someone waiting to get in the gate, so I jumped out of the car and went and seated them and completely forgot to switch it off. And this is exactly what I was saying about these. If your battery's a bit rubbish, they will drag it down really quick. This is connected directly to my battery. But I weren't worried because George has got a really good battery. I bought a new one when we picked him up about this time last year, I suppose, just after Christmas when I bought George back, and it's been really good battery. So you know, I weren't worried about dragging the battery down when in normal use. But as I said before, I left it on, so it's my own fault. I think what I will do is I'll fit a relay to that, to the ignition. I can't come straight off the ignition, that's just too powerful, that's why it's come off the battery. But if I put a relay in it, then that way what will happen is when I switch the ignition off, that'll go off if it's on. So I can still turn it on and off, but that way if I forget to switch it off, it'll go off automatically when I switch the ignition off. Right, because the battery is quite good, it may have recuperated. Sometimes they do when you've got a decent battery. It was completely dead when I got in the car last night, and I didn't twig for a little while because I got in and I thought my little interior light didn't come on. Sometimes it don't, so I wiggled the little switch down here as you do, and normally it'll come on, and it came on for a millisecond and that was really dull. And I tapped the bulb, because sometimes I tap this and that'll come on. And I thought, that's a bit strange. Really, really dull. Still didn't twig. And then I thought, wonder if I've left something on. And immediately when I turned the key, these lights here were really dull. There was just nothing there, and I thought, oh, I know what's happened. This was out, because I normally leave this on, which indicates the battery condition. So basically it was my own fault. But like I say, sometimes these can recuperate. Just got to find the key. I think I've left it in ignition. Let me just check. In the door. No, he ain't. I was sitting on them. Right, so I've got the key. I tell you what, it's very cold. I'm surprised it's not an ice. It's probably nearly close to freezing, probably about 1 degree, something like that. Let's just see if that's recuperated. Hey, I'm at 12.1. Last night that was reading nothing, and I sat here for 5 minutes, just as you do, contemplating on walking them, and it was slowly going up, and it went up to about 9 volt. It weren't going no more, and I thought, well, there's no way that's going to recoup itself. So I think before we do anything, I'm just going to see if George will fire up this morning, just for the fact that it's recuperated. But I don't think that might, I don't know, let's just see. Well, blow me down. That just proves how good that battery is, don't it? Done it, Gemini. Yeah, she's impressed, isn't she? As you can see, it's charging straight away. It's now on 14.5. But rather, I'll probably, I think it's going to stay like that. That just shows that that battery is being charged. And yeah, this is the thing, if you've got a really decent battery and you flatten it, it will come back by itself. But it won't do it any good. You do that 2 or 3 times and that battery will be completely knackered. But this time, as it's not very old and I've never let it go flat before, we might have got away with it. But that's good. I did bring my little charger in Gemini's bag, or my little starter, battery starter. I did say last night to the missus, I said, I reckon it might start by itself this morning. It might have picked up, and obviously it have. So that's all good. Pretty pleased with that. Right, so I'll get the gate open, get the other camera up on the window, and we'll run George in. Cool. I'm ready to go. I just popped the bonnet up, just to have a quick look around. See, I bought my little charger, or my little, I keep calling it a charger, I bought my little jump starter. So that would have been what I'd have used to start him, but I didn't need it. Got my other little GoPro, which we'll put on the window now, and we might as well just do a drive them. And I will be doing a video on this thing, and I'll show you why I stare. I won't be doing that again, leaving that on, I hope. Senior moment, I think. Hi Gemini, she's getting a bit fed up now, wanting to go. So I'll get this camera on, get the bonnet shut, and we'll make tracks. Wait, just got to shut the gate. Rightio, let's go. Good old George. Like I said in the beginning, a breakdown, but you can't really. That's why I turned the fan off last night. So I thought best thing to do is turn everything off to give that a chance to recuperate a bit on the battery. I don't know how long I'd had to have sat there for it to pick itself up, but overnight was best. And it's only a mile to my house, so it ain't really a bad thing, is it? You're having to walk a little bit. But I don't think so. It's more annoying. Especially when it's, you know, your own fault. But then again, if I hadn't done it and it came out and the battery was dead and I hadn't left anything on, then I would have been a bit of investigations. But I know exactly what I did. And that's one thing of having a good battery. Get away with things. So that's obviously the first breakdown of 2024. Nice simple fix. Well, no fix really. Didn't have to do anything. You didn't even have to get the jump start out, did I? I normally walk Gemini in the morning anyway, but not as far as that, just round as the state. But give it an extra walk this morning, didn't it? Nipping down to pick George up. But like I say, going in the car, look how quick I'm back now. That's why a lot of times I use my little e-bike, but I also enjoy driving George to work. Right, we're back home. I'm just going to leave him running for probably another 5 minutes. Just to make sure everything's alright. I'll just switch cameras again to this one. So I want to turn this one off. I'll unplug the cable because what it's doing is charging my GoPro. So as you can see, my GoPro was flat, so I had to put the charge cable in. But I'll unplug that now, and you can see the voltage going into the battery. 14 volts roughly. Like I say, I'm going to turn that fan off again so there's nothing on. I'm going to leave it running for a few more minutes. But when it's ticking over quite slowly, because it's cold today, that'll tick over quite slowly until it warms up. I'm going to leave it. I think that'll be okay now. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll start it again either tonight or tomorrow morning, just to make sure. Probably take it for a run tomorrow and then that'll be okay then. Right, switch it off, and that's saying the battery is at 13.3. That'll go down and probably drop to about 12.6, something like that normally. So that's all good. And before I end this video, just quickly go around the back. And I think I'll just show you the bumper, or the lack of a bumper, which I need to do something with, because I don't like these sticking out here. They're a bit, don't look very nice, plus you can catch the leg on them. So that's something I'm going to be doing quite soon. See it slowly dropping down. That'll drop down to about 12.6, and normally sits about there with a decent battery. Well then guys, so I'm going to end this video here. Me and Gemini went and rescued George. Weren't too far and we didn't have to do much, so all's good. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.